Welcome to this week's episode of Talk of the Town. My name's Philip Swiskett, and I'm back with my good friend and co-host, Dr. Kenneth Harper from Vein Specialist of the South. Now, it's summertime. It feels like it's about 105 degrees out here, and maybe you've been at the pool, and maybe you've seen a brand new vein pop up on your leg, and you want to get someone to actually look at it who's an expert. I hope you'll give Dr. Harper, my friends at Vein Specialist of the South, a call today. We also want to thank this week's presenting sponsor, which is Piedmont Macon. Piedmont provides comprehensive quality healthcare for all of your medical needs. Thanks so much to the amazing people at Piedmont for making a show like this possible. Now, if you've watched Talk of the Town for a while, you know that we've interviewed a lot of people around town. We've interviewed mayors, we've interviewed commissioners, we've interviewed college presidents, we've interviewed small business owners, we've interviewed big business owners, we've interviewed a ton of people around town, but we've never interviewed a world champion. That changes today because we are here with Mr. Myron Mixon in beautiful Unadilla, Georgia, here to learn about everything he has done. Myron, thanks so much for joining us today.
Glad to be with y'all.
Now, Myron, you're a chef, you're a restaurateur, and you're a 5-time barbecue world champion. Before I ask you how you actually got into this space, I've got to ask you this, and it might be a dumb question, okay? What exactly is barbecue? What falls into the purview of barbecue?
You have some contradictions sometimes. People, they say grilling isn't barbecuing or smoking is barbecuing and grilling's not. But it is. Grilling and smoking is barbecue. Barbecue's your title. Coming under it's going to be the grilling and the smoking of meat. So those both count. I mean, I don't want to throw anybody out in the yard. And, if you grill, you still barbecue.
You're still a barbecuer. Good deal. So you're a 5-time world champion. How in the world did you get into professional barbecue?
Started barbecuing 9 years old. My dad had to take that barbecue business, and he got me and my brother Tracy. And it wasn't because we wanted to. It's because we were free labor, and we wasn't doing the technical part of shoveling coals behind us right here, replicas of his pits. We were toting and fetching and getting. That's what we were doing, going and doing all the labor stuff. But as you get older, you got more responsibility, and you learn, whether you wanted to or not, you learn how to do this stuff. And, even when you're a teenager, I didn't really want to be there. But my daddy, Jack Mixon, that's where the Jacksonville South comes from. You learned it or you got discipline for it. I just say, we're going to be smart about how I say that, but we got discipline for it. And, but then you get older and older, you want the adulation from your dad, the attaboys from your dad, and you get better at it and you get good at it. And that's what happened with me and my brother.
Was there ever a moment where you realized growing up, wait a second, I'm actually really good at this. I'm way better than all these other guys, including my brother.
My dad, he passed away in 1996 in January. He was 56 years old. I was young.
Wow.
And I didn't realize how young it was, so I went past that now. But that was young. And I went to my first competition in June of that year. And again, I was shoveling coals, burning wood down, shoveling coals. It's hard. There's a lot of fire management there too. My dad didn't have any gauges. We don't use gauges back here behind us now. You had to learn how to tell when meat was done by look, smell, and feel. Well, my first contest I go to, I had some water cookers, which I build now. We had those built, had gauges on them. And I said, man, this is easy compared to what I've learned now. And I took 2 firsts and a third in my first contest. And it went from there. And I started winning, and I won a lot. And I did 15 years where I went 45 contests a year. And I was averaging probably winning 15 of those contests every time I went, for the year. So I wound up winning a lot of contests. But I knew there was an end game somewhere there. I didn't know at the time what it was. I said, there's got to be some way for me other than winning prize money to monetize this and make a livelihood out of it. And along came Barbecue Pitmasters TV show.
Is that a surreal moment for something like the Discovery Channel to come to you and say, hey, we want you to do a show that's going to be televised globally?
Yeah, it was. And the thing is, even though you got paid by the episode, I looked at the long term of it. I said, my notoriety and being on this show, if you got a website, if you got things like that, you got rubs and sauces to sell, then this is going to help that pick up and go. And I didn't know how well that was going to happen. It really did. It not only led to sauce and rub sales now that we've expanded tremendously. Barbecue classes I've been teaching since '05. And we do 10 of those a year, not counting private classes. And we also do a barbecue memories class, which is in honor of my dad on these replica pits back here. So we do about 14 regular classes here a year, not including where we do team building with corporate. People want to bring their top guys down and gals, and they assign them things where they all got to depend on one another to make it happen. Barbecue is one of those things that really works that way. You got to have teamwork. You know, it led to cookbooks, it led to appearances, led to restaurants. I have one now in Gatlinburg, Tennessee. And I'll be going there shortly, not spend a weekend there. The show was the engine that pulled the train. It pulled it. It made it all happen. And I was at the right time. I was in my stride in competitions. And by the grace of God and luck, I was the one they picked and made it happen.
You know, if we wanted to interview the king of NASCAR, it would have been Richard Petty.
For sure.
Right? If we wanted to interview the king of rock and roll, it would have been Elvis Presley. And here we have the king of barbecue, the Myronite here. And this is, I've been looking forward to this for so long and to learn some of your secrets now. But people may not really realize you're a politician also. Is that true?
I am a politician. My first delve into it was back in 1993. And I became county commissioner for this district up in Unadilla. And that term was run 6 years. But lately, in 2016, I took office as mayor of Unadilla.
Congratulations.
And well, thank you. And I'm in my third term now, 4-year terms. And we've got a lot done in those, I say 12 years, 13 years now where I've been in. And it's made a big difference to our community. I like to fix stuff. You know, things are not just right, I like to fix stuff. And a lot of times it don't take a lot to fix it. You just got to get on your plan and stay with your plan. You know, one thing you got to do, you got to collect your money. You know, it comes down to money. I don't care what it is.
You got to collect more than you spend,
That's
right?
exactly. It can be love, war, whatever. It always starts with money. I mean, it causes all of that stuff. And you got to collect your money and have the money and the resources there to do well for your citizens. And our latest venture is Splash Pad. We put in a $500,000 splash pad for our kids. As a matter of fact, they're over there on it right now. It'll be ready. We wanted it to be ready for Memorial Day. Didn't get it. It'll be ready by the end of this month.
Some young mamas are going to love you because this summer, whenever they're looking to get those kids out of the house, that is the place to go, isn't it?
Well, the thing is, we're a town of a little 1,500. We got a lot going on for a little town of 1,500.
Wow. You know, one of the reasons we do the show is to encourage other people to get involved in their community. And that's one reason I was excited about you coming on the show, because it's amazing what the difference one or two people can do when they don't care who gets the credit.
Exactly.
Right.
And let me tell you something. Once those one or two start, though, you'll have a whole bunch of folks that come with you. They'll start doing their part and helping, and that's the key, is get everybody involved.
I've always wanted to ask someone like you this. What principles were you able to take from your time as a small business owner into elected office? Was there anything there that you thought, man, the application from the small business world, the private sector to the public sector, this makes sense?
Small business, big business, I just said it just a minute ago, you got to watch your money. You got to watch your money. And everybody said, we can't spend more than you make. That's true too, but you got to collect your revenue. Cities are very limited on what they can actually collect and use. Natural gas is one revenue utility that you can take it and spend it on anything you want. Water and sewage money, your water bills are not. They're regulated by USDA that regulates your water. They have to go back into the infrastructure for repairs of that. So you can't take utility money from water bills and buy new trucks and stuff for your public works department, but you can do that with gas. Your next revenue stream is always going to be collect your taxes, because that's what allows you to do the splash pads. That's what allows you to resurface 3.7 miles of road that hadn't happened in 30 plus years before I got here. That allows you to have your parks up and ready rolling. It allows you to have the 4 big flags out by the interstate. It allows you to do a lot of things when you got your revenue stream set up and it runs properly.
Myron, we have to take a quick break, but whenever we come back, I want to ask you about some questions specifically about your time in competitive cooking, but that will be right after we take a break to hear a word from our sponsor.
I am 36 years old and a mother of 2 boys who play sports year-round. I am also a school librarian and enjoy a very active lifestyle. I play tennis, coach high school tennis, and strength train 3 to 5 times a week. My vein problems began in my mid-20s and became more painful over time. I never realized it was a medical issue or that something could be done to alleviate my symptoms. When I learned Vein Specialists of the South opened up a third location near me, and Vein Care is the only thing they do, I knew I would get the very best treatment. It was covered by my insurance without a referral. The VSS staff were awesome. They made sure I was comfortable at my office visits and during my treatments. You won't believe the compassion you'll receive at VSS. I didn't realize how much my legs were hurting before. But after my treatment, my legs feel lighter and I'm able to stay active for much longer periods of time. If you want 5-star vein care, I encourage you to call Vein Specialists of the South today.
Piedmont Macon is proud to be your partner in healthcare, in business and in the community. From our 2 convenient hospitals and ERs, our cardiac program, women's services, and urgent care centers, we provide Middle Georgians with comprehensive care close to home. Our goal is to empower you through great care that's simplified, unified, and easier than ever to access. Our mission is to make a positive difference in every life we touch. We want to be part of your family and your life and to make our community a better place to live.
Do you want to save $100 off a set of tires or get a free alignment? Well, head to Raffield Tire Master. Right now, during our summer promotion, when you buy a set of 4 new passenger or light truck tires, any brand, you'll get your choice of $100 off with paid installation or free alignment. You choose the savings. So if you need tires before you travel, head to one of our 6 Raffield Tire Master locations in Macon or Warner Robins and log on to RaffieldTire.com for more savings.
At Flint Energies, we wear many hats. We take pride in serving our members and our community by going the extra mile in everything we do. Because we not only work here, we live here. Flint Energies is a Touchstone Energy Cooperative, your source for power and information.
I am Dr. Ken Harper, Vein Specialists of the South. We're downtown in our office, downtown Macon, and I'm with my friend Karen. We've known each other a long time, so she's coming back. She's been on a couple of commercials, so a lot of y'all know Karen. Tell them a little bit about yourself, and then lead into kind of how you wound up coming to see us.
I will, thank you. Yes, I'm an administrator in Houston County. This is my last year. I'm retiring.
Teacher,
yep.
Educator.
Educator, that's right. And I actually started my journey to know you and with Vein Specialists 13 years ago. I came to you as a reference from another teacher who I was telling her I had some leg pain, and so she referred me to you, and I came, thought, I'll just give it a try. You found my leg pain. You found some other pain as well in my abdomen. We got that fixed. And here I am 13 years later, running and still doing exactly what I want to do.
Right. So tell them a little bit about what it was like as far as what you remember about when you first came, what the evaluation was like.
Oh my gosh. I know that, and I tell everybody, I refer you to everybody I know now. And many teachers come because I refer them to you. It's like family. You walk in the door, the first thing they do is they welcome you. And from the minute you get here, they make you feel comfortable and relaxed. And then when you actually do the procedure, the same thing. It's all about your comfort and to make sure you feel safe and you feel heard if you have any concerns. And that makes a difference to a woman who comes in, who's been in pain, probably raising her children, has so many other things going on in her life. You make her feel heard. And that's important.
So how did having your veins worked on, treated, impact your quality of life?
Oh my gosh. Before, my leg hurt so bad, driving my car was difficult. Walking was difficult. Running was difficult. And since you fixed my legs, I ran half marathons. I run 5Ks all the time. I'm an administrator and I have 13,000 steps a day in my schools, keeping up with my children. And I've never stopped because you fixed my legs.
Thank you for joining us today. And I hope you'll listen to her story and you might identify with it, and we'd love to have you come and let us help you with your legs.
Welcome back to Talk of the Town, where we are here with Myron Mixon here in beautiful Unadilla, Georgia. Myron is a 5-time barbecue world champion, and we are here to talk with him today to see if we can learn a thing or two. Myron, I've got to ask you this. Someone like me, I cook ever so frequently. I have a grill at home. What are some of the simplest takeaways that you would give to someone who is just trying to up their cooking game just a little bit?
Probably the simplest, but the most important thing, everybody always wants a sauce recipe or they want an injection recipe, which I can give you that. And I can give you the process to cook brisket or whatever. I can give you a great recipe for that. But beyond that, what you need to know first and foremost is every documented protein that you're going to cook or grill has a documented internal doneness. Always cook with your meat thermometer. Whatever that is, whatever rack of lamb, if it's 125 and you like it medium rare, probe that rack of lamb till it hits 125 and you pull it. Same way with chicken. Dark meat chicken's 180. White meat chicken's 165. When you probe it, you pull it, it's perfect. Don't sit there and guess. Don't guess. And everybody, you know, again, everybody wants that sauce recipe and all that. But I tell everybody when they ask me for a tip, always cook with your meat thermometer. And you'll never go wrong. It'll never be overcooked. It'll never be undercooked.
So I literally, this is not a joke, burnt chicken last night because I didn't get out my meat thermometer. And my wife is like, why did you not get out your meat thermometer? Because we're sitting here with burnt dinner.
Bless
so
your
tip
heart.
number one, man, I am tracking with you. Go ahead, give us another one.
But the thing is, I mean, and that's one. But then after that, you got to think about flavor profiles. And I love to inject. I always love to inject. We inject now. We inject at the restaurants. When I'm doing pork, fruit juice is a big thing to use with injections for pork. Love it. I stay away from pineapples. Very acidic.
Really?
Yes. You can do it, but you can't let it sit too long before you get it on the smoker and start cooking. Apple juice, I like Welch's White Grape Peach, which Walmart's got their own brand of that too, but the White Grape Peach Nectar, it's really awesome. In pork, I use it on the ribs and pork butts. Now brisket's a little different. I don't like to inject anything sweet with that. I like some type of au jus or some type of broth prep that's beef, inject with it. But the thing about it is every piece of meat, regardless of grade, you know, in beef, Wagyu's a grade, prime choice, select, those are all grade. But regardless of the grade and how high quality it is, every one of them needs more moisture, and flavor doesn't hurt either. But that's the big thing with injection. Not only are you putting flavor, but you're adding moisture into the meat, and that's the big key.
Interesting. Is there a certain meat that you think is underrated, that people don't give enough appreciation to? That whenever people come here to cook, you're able to cook this meat in a way that says, man, I have never had brisket like that. I've never had lamb chops like that.
Probably in our part of the world here, probably a cut, it's big on the West Coast, is tri-tip. Tri-tip is a very awesome piece of meat. It's a quick cook. It's something you can come in from work and do in 30 minutes. 350 degrees on your pellet cooker or your green egg, whatever you're cooking on. And you get it to an internal doneness of 125. Slice it very thin against the grain. It's awesome. I mean, it's awesome.
You ever cook tri-tip?
I have some in my freezer because we bought half a cow, and I've got all this tri-tip. I'm like, I don't know what to do with this. So now
tri-tip's easy.
Now I know what to do with it.
Very easy. I mean, and it's very underrated as far as being over here, especially in the South.
Yeah.
You know, back in the day, more so than now, when you say barbecue, you talk about pork. My dad's takeout barbecue business, he never cooked any beef. Only beef he ever cooked was a T-bone. He cooked it well done. That's what he wanted it.
Wow.
I mean, he just did. He wasn't going to eat it medium rare. But barbecue joints in the day, and some still, but not many, just cook pork. That's what you mean when you say barbecue in the South. But now, you know, especially your bigger restaurants, your chains, all of them gravitate to mix. You got the chicken, you got the pork, you got the beef, you got it all.
You know, the thing, I do a big green egg usually, and the lump charcoal can be problematic. And I was talking to a guy who barbecues a lot. He said, well, you got to get the Myron Mixon lump charcoal, so because it always comes out in the big chunks.
I'm going to tell you why. And we don't make the charcoal. We bag it. It comes out of South America. It's South American hardwood. Well, nobody out there, I'm not burning down the Amazon. They're doing it. I'm just reaping the benefits from it. So don't get mad with me. I'm not down there getting it. But let me just go ahead and tell you, there's other people that bag South American hardwood, charcoal, lump. But it's awesome. I mean, I'm telling you. We got gravity smokers here, and Tracy, my brother, can tell you on our hog cookers. We used to cook, a hog takes 20 to 24 hours.
Yeah.
Cooking at 235, we'd go through, we're talking about briquettes. We'd go through 200 pounds of briquettes, and you would have to clean out the ash down there during the night for the cook. But the whole purpose of using the gravity smokers is you can set it and forget it and not have to stay with it, but you couldn't do that there. We changed over. Before I started having my lump, we just changed over to a regular lump, and it eliminated a lot of that. Didn't have to clean out as much. But we went to the South American lump, 24-hour cook. I think we go through 6 bags, and that's 18-pound bags. Do that math. What is that?
Jeez.
Right at 100 pounds.
It's a lot, yeah.
Right at 100 pounds, but it's half of what I was using with briquettes.
Wow.
And you wouldn't have but a double handful.
Are they denser?
ash.
Why is it?
Yes,
why is that
it's very
different?
dense. Very dense. It's got a neutral smoke. It's got a smoke to it. It's got a great smell to it, but it's neutral, really. It's not harsh. You know, a lot of times people get caught up wanting to cook with hickory. Hickory's tough. I mean, and
Really?
you know, and I mean, you ever heard of, well, you know, after the first 2 hours, it can't take no more smoke after it gets a crust. Well, if that's the case, then you know we would have oversmoked meat. Well, I've had oversmoked meat, so that's a lie.
Yeah.
That ain't true. So, but that lump charcoal, South American lump, it's perfect.
How often do you need to clean the charcoal out of your grill?
How do you grill?
Yeah, you know, for like
The
the big
ash?
green ash, right? The ash.
Well, the big green egg, you can wait as long as you want to because it's ceramic. Anybody that's got a metal smoker, you remember back in the day, our dads had a grill. Well, my dad didn't, he made his, but most dads buy one at back then the Western Auto or whatever, a charcoal grill.
Oh, yeah.
You was buying one about every other year or maybe every year. Thing about it is ash and grease with water turns into potash. And it's very corrosive. It's caustic. And that's what happens. You got to keep ash, especially out of metal grills, because once it mixes with fat, pork fat, beef fat, don't matter, and then it rains on it, then it gets corrosive and eats the bottoms out of it.
That's why I bought 3 grills in 5 years.
There you
I
go.
just
You
learned
were not
something.
cleaning it out enough.
What you need to do though is step up and get quality Myron Mixon smokers.
Get a quality Myron Mixon smoker. I bet you could hook me up with
I
one.
think
You can point
Father's
me where to
Day.
get
Go to
one.
Father's Day's
MyronMixon.com.
MyronMixon.com.
and Father's Day's coming up pretty soon, right?
That's exactly
That's right. That's
Absolutely.
right. Myron, tell me about these 2 trophies that are on either side of us here. First, and let me ask you this. What was it you cooked to get both of these trophies?
The World Championship in Memphis, the Memphis May World Championship, they got 3 categories you can pick. You got to pick one. They got the hog category, whole hog. They got whole shoulders. You got to cook the whole shoulder, not the pork butt or not the picnic section of it, the picnic ham section, and ribs. We have always cooked the whole hog. I've won 5 world championships. We won it in 01, 04, 07. I think this is 16. That's 21. So we won it 5 times with the whole hog.
One of the funnest nights I had was sitting out with some friends cooking a whole hog. I knew nothing. I was there just for the entertainment. Talk to us though about if someone's cooking an entire hog. What's that process like? How do you start it and what do you do?
Well, the thing about it is we've always cooked our hogs. So I have since I started competing in 96 on their back. I don't cook them on their stomach. I know they call that running style. I know running style is prettier. I mean, it's gorgeous laying up there looking like he's ready to go. But the thing about it is I cook them on the back. I inject everything. You got all that peach flavor in there I'm doing and everything else I add to it. And if he's cooking, when it renders, when a hog or any piece of meat renders, it's pushing out. That's what it's doing when it's cooking, it's rendering. Well, it's pushing out blood, it's pushing out grease, fat, and if you got injection in it, it's pushing it out. If he's laying on his stomach, where's all that going?
Into the fire.
You're losing it.
Wow.
You're not retaining none of it. When you're laying him on his back, you're using the skin as a bowl. I'm catching all of that. I'm reserving all of that, and I'm saving all of that.
Tell me a little bit about pork rinds. What are pork rinds? They got a lot of protein.
Yeah, they got a lot of protein. Now, pork skins,
Pork skins.
You know, cooking the way we do, 99% of the smokers today, I call the modern era smokers, you're not going to get crispy skin on a hog. Now, on these mixer pits here behind us, that's where you get the crispy skin. You're cooking with actual direct heat. At our restaurant, we run specials sometimes. You got food service places now. They have the dehydrated pork skin, the rind already. They cut in little pellets. About like that. They take the skin off the hog, and they got them freeze dried in their little pellets. And you take your handful of those pellets and throw them in the grease, and they make what you see in the bag. In other words,
That's all that is.
That's
Really?
all it is. All it is. Your companies like Cisco, U.S. Foods, PFG, former food groups, all those type food service places, they got those. And that's what we use at our restaurant when we do them as a special app. We do an appetizer with them. We drop them. They hot right out of the grease.
Oh, they're
we'll
crackling.
take them. Yes, we'll take them and hit them with my honey money cluck rub, which has got honey powder in it.
Yep.
Then we'll put blue cheese crumbles
I'm
over
getting
it.
hungry.
Man.
Then we drizzle it with
Kidding.
my tangy sweet, which is our orange marmalade based sauce. Just a drizzle on them.
Yeah.
They're off the chain.
Now, earlier when we got here, you were telling us about a big event in Unadilla that people don't want to miss, and y'all it's helped put Unadilla on the map even more than you already were.
I took office in 2016. My youngest son, Michael, and my mayor's assistant, Sabrina Senyard Holmes now, they came up with this idea because barbecue related, and Michael, he loves barbecue stuff too. They wanted to do a combination New Year's Eve party for the city of Unadilla, but also incorporate a barbecue contest with it. And there started the hog drop. The hog drop.
Now, is this a literal hog dropping
No.
instead of a ball?
We thought about that.
You thought
man.
about it?
That was on a Saturday night late one time. We thought about, you know what, it'd be cool. Then, you know, you don't want Peter coming down here. But anyway, we got our bucket truck, our city bucket truck, and we got a cutout pig. It's lit up and it flashes. So they take the bucket up and they bring it down on the countdown to when it hits the ground. So it's pretty cool.
Is that a competition also?
We have a competition. We had 40 teams here this past year, invitational.
Wow.
They're from all over the country.
So what's
As
the
far away as
winner?
California.
What does the winner get for that?
$10,000 cash.
All right,
Wow.
cash.
$100 bills.
All
There
right.
you go. There you go.
$10.99.
You don't $10.99.
I don't say.
See, back in the day, people don't understand. Back when I started competing, most contests I went to paid you in cash. That ain't today though. They want you.
Got their 1099s ready
They
for you,
want
don't
your
they?
federal ID number or your Social Security number, whatever, so they can send you in. But the thing about it, it's a great contest. We have a motorcycle jump.
Yep.
We have huge fireworks. Huge fireworks. Got a lot going on. We have the pig races. We got monster truck rides. You can ride on the monster truck stuff.
And it's all in
Pretty cool.
beautiful Unadilla, Georgia. Myron, thanks so much for joining us this week. We really appreciate it.
All right, brother. Good to be with y'all.
Hey, and thank you guys for joining us as well. And stay tuned for where me and Dr. Harper might show up next, because you never know where it might be.